speaking of the PAX East games list.
Did you accept it again?
I did get accepted.
Yeah, of course you did.
What'd you get?
Yeah, I will be doing Soul Reaver at that, so that will be very fun.
Congratulations, dude.
They put me at 10:30. I don't know why, but every time like I go to one of these PAX events, they put me as like the first run of the day for like any one of the given days, and I'm like,
get owned.
They need somebody that's gonna bring the energy early.
No.
Yeah, but I also need people to be there to bring the energy. Like, right? Like I can create energy in a vacuum, but it's like if there's no fucking like synapses or wires to bounce off of, it's like I don't know. I gotta chill a little bit just because it's like I get a lot of opportunities, so I can't be not too ungrateful, I guess. But you know,
I feel like you're allowed to bitch about a time slot, like kind of sometimes. You know,
Neopets.
Hey man, I fucking did my Fire Emblem run at 5:45 in the morning. Like I don't know, like that's literally the worst time.
That is pretty bad.
5 a.m. is literally the worst time because it's too early to go to sleep and it's too late to stay up. It's just the worst fucking time slot. And
I am a little surprised that they put Fire Emblem there.
Hey man, you and me both. But I had to that was my third 24-hour day. Okay? And whatever. Whatever.
Somebody had to do it though.
That was funny.
Because like even 4 a.m. is like even like a little bit better because then you perform and then you're done and you're done at like 5.
And you go to sleep.
Yeah. And like it's funny, but going to bed at 5 feels a whole lot better than going to bed at 6.
Or like 7.
Or 7. Like that's when you start getting cringe, but like yeah, the 5 a.m. slot is definitely trash. Like the 10:30 slot for PAX is basically the 5 a.m. slot for like mainline GDQ. It's just the worst because no one's there at PAX at 10:30. They're all there from like 1 p.m. and on, basically. Like,
exactly.
That's true.
Because the convention just opened up, so there's just like no one really there yet. Everyone's still getting breakfast.
I get that
everyone's
because
still
you're trying to get butts and seats. I get it.
Yeah, and it's just like and like. You know, while like it's, you know, there's you're not like super complaining. It's just like, okay, I got a bad time slot again, but like also it's just like given the games you run, it's kind of like get on. You know what I mean?
That's why I made such a big deal out of it when Whiplash got out of backup, and like because of that, it was put at like
fucking 6 p.m. Yeah, like
it was prime time, and it did fucking amazing. Like donos wise and like reception wise, crowd wise, everyone fucking loved it, and it's like. It's you know, I'm biased obviously because those are my type of games and communities and stuff, but it's a missed opportunity, you know.
I mean, the thing is that like I don't know if you can word it as a missed opportunity. I think it's more of just like I agree with you in the sense like I wish GDQ would take more risks in that like scenario of like putting some of these weirder games like just slide them in, like in the middle of the day or like or like at the beginning of the night. You know what I mean? Like, at like 8 p.m. or like 9 p.m. or like something, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to do it at like fucking 2 p.m. Like we get it. 2 p.m.'s off the fucking chart, right? No, you can't touch the 2 to 3 time slot. Like you're getting EU, you're getting West Coast, you're getting East Coast, like, you're getting everything, right? We can't fuck with that.
Or like the 6 p.m. slot, right?
Yeah, the 6 p.m. But it's just like
that, like 2 p.m. to like
2 to 6, like sure, but it's just like as soon as you like get like 7, 8, like at the beginning of that 2 p.m. slot or at the end of it, maybe slide in like some like a risk. I would just like them to take a risk but also at the same time, it's like you can't really expect them to take a risk because like the whole fucking thing is like raising a bunch of fucking money.
Make money for trade.
And if they don't raise a bunch of fucking money, they can't do the event.
But so like, that's the thing with PAX though. It's not a charity event. It's just a showcase. So it's like
yeah. I mean, I agree with you, and this would be a more risk take, but maybe they view it as they're taking a risk by accepting you in the first place, right? Because it's a smaller event with less runners.
I don't know. With Soul Reaver, I'm not sure that I agree with
well,
that.
And the funny thing too is I would say there's more of a risk taken run directly after mine with Siren by Casual Speedruns. And that's a horror that's a horror game that's like really niche. It's a great game, but it's like really niche. And that's like the second run of the day after mine. And I'm like
yeah, I feel like I would have put Siren first and then put Soul Reaver second. Unless there's something crazy going on in Siren.
Like,
I mean, if it was me, I would have put Soul Reaver at 4 p.m.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I'm not
biased. Like, here's the thing. It's like either that or like Portal. Like, you're going to want to put Portal at 4 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I get that. You're going to want to put, your freaking Marios at a good time slot.
He just slips into just the anti-Mario slang.
Yeah. I will say though, like I do think that Mario. I think for like the long time like GDQ watchers and or GDQ observers, because I don't watch, but observers, like I think it would be cool to just see more risk, because I think like Whiplash was an example of a risk. It wasn't a risk because they just had extra time on the fucking schedule and they needed a backup run, right? And so they pulled you because like you're fucking Jaxler, right? And it worked out really well. And I think that's like a notion of like, hey, maybe like, because they've been moving the needle in terms of just accepting the weirder games just in general. A lot of more weirder games. Sure. They're pulling a lot more weirder games, which is cool. But now it's like, all right, but now you kind of need to show these weirder games and you kind of need to sprinkle them in just a little bit. And like, I'm not saying like unleash like all of them, but like, the weird runners, right? Like there's a couple weird runners out there. And like, I would argue Jax is at the helm of like the weird runners. And it's just like, which ones are always going to give a good performance, and this is like sliding a Jax at a better time slot, sliding a Cosmic at a better time slot.
Rabbids Go Home
he doesn't really run anything that weird besides Aki.
I don't really run anything that weird.
Well, I mean, Aki's kind of weird.
Is pretty weird. Yeah, Aki's kind of weird.
That game's kind of fire though, but it's kind of weird.
It's pretty tight. But yeah.
But like,
I mean, like if I got Chain Dive in though.
Yeah. True, but like it's like you have a couple of these runners that run some weirder stuff, and even like some of the more like popular speedrunners in general like have a couple like weird games in their bag of tricks,
their back pocket.
Yeah, and it's just like you can throw a PMC like fucking with a Gundam game randomly, like you know what I mean? Like
I feel like so after many people posting about G Savior,
I was gonna say after like how well that Gundam game did, I feel like maybe they'll give him a better time slot if he gets into. SGDQ with if he gets in with like Journey, if he gets into like Journey with like Journey to Jaburo, which is another PS2 Gundam game, I feel like they might actually
it's another PS2 game.
Like, there's another
a
second PS2 Gundam game has hit the towers.
Whoa. I submitted a PS2 game as well. I actually ended up going with Samurai Western.
That game that takes forever, right?
No, it's actually like 55 minutes. The estimate's 55. Yeah.
Shit.
It's a game about fuck you, Jax.
I missed.
It's about a.
I apologize. I was not familiar with your game.
Literally, you weren't. Yes,
I was not.
But Samurai Western is a game about a samurai who goes to the Wild West in search of his brother, who has been who's now under the leadership of like a kingpin in a Wild West town. And you just kind of slash everything to pieces, and you fight bosses and shit. And there's like a thing called master mode where you like basically go super powered and then like one shot everything while you dodge around and shit. And it's pretty tight. It's pretty cool. You also drink alcohol to get into that faster whenever it drops. So
just like real life.
It's true. Yeah.